forgot we talked about one thing we want to talk about. We've been doing this for, it's been 8 weeks now in a row. And we've been talking about nicknames for Rodrigo. And Neil came up with a fantastic nickname, which really didn't apply today because the defense was pretty silent besides the penalties. But Neil, why don't you explain to us what your idea for a nickname for Rodrigo is?
So my thought process through this was that, at first, I just want to say I was really surprised that you didn't just immediately shit all over it. But my thought process was a nickname should be short, it should be sweet, it should be powerful. And you look at Malcolm Rodriguez and you say, this is a badass dude. This is someone that loves to fight, and he's got a little bit of a cowboy theme going on. So I sat there and I thought a long time. It's been 5-6 weeks now that I've been thinking of what he should be called rather than Rodrigo. And there's one badass cowboy that came to mind, and I think you're gonna like it.
I think I will.
Butler, do you happen to have an image for this one?
I like I said, I forgot, but I got the nickname ready to go. So whenever you're ready.
So for all the folks that watch the show Yellowstone, who's the most badass cowboy on that show?
That'd be motherfucking Rip. You put
one single syllable. It speaks volumes. I'm going with Rip. I will no longer refer to him as Rodrigo. He's Rip.
When Rip puts the gloves on, someone's going to die.
So our nickname campaign is Rip Rodrigo, which Rip is a defensive move. It's the underarm up. That's a rip on the defense.
So Austin, 3-0 against the spread. All right, I love that because I pick the Lions every week and I'm good at my football pool, but that doesn't help our standings much, Austin. Damn it, dude.
I mean, we did cover the spread again, so at least gambling wise, we're not losing this year. But I'd much rather win games.
Yeah. Can I throw this out there? I know I'm going to jump ahead of the game, but that's what I do. Butler trying to piss you off. Coach has lost his game for us, man.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I sent out something on Twitter is where I'm most active, but
I thought it was Pornhub.
Well, that they get to see.
Okay. I got you. Okay.
It was, I think it was right after they scored that last touchdown. Right after the Vikings scored that last touchdown. I said that the game is entirely on the coaching staff at this point. And there were some really weird decisions that were made. You've got, and stop me if I'm going ahead, Butler, because I know you like to keep.
No, I got a graphic to support this. Go ahead.
But you went for it on how many fourth down attempts?
Rip Rod.
And Rip Rod. You go for it on how many fourth down attempts, and you're overwhelmingly successful on them. You miss one or two, but you're getting the fourth downs, and then you decide, being up 3 points with a little over a minute left, to attempt a field goal. After all of that, how today went, you attempt to go for a field goal, which it doesn't put you up by 2 scores. It puts you up by 6 points. I just don't get it at that point, because if you go for it and you fail, they get the ball where you are. If you kick it and you're up by 1 score, if you kick it and you fail, or even if you make it, they get the ball where you are and you're up by 1 score. Except with the one scenario, if you go for it and you convert, that's game. Game's over at that point. They have no timeouts left. You're golden. You just take a handful of knees and you're done. So to go for it in that situation was curious. I did not agree with that at all. And then you look at it once the Vikings get the ball and they start to drive, and then we bless them with our remaining timeouts to give them time to
more time on the clock.
I was trying to think of a scenario where that made sense, and I couldn't.
No, there's no scenario that none of it makes any fucking sense. It's 4th and 4. You go for it. You run the clock down to 30 seconds. You give them the ball with freaking 40 seconds left. But no, we try to kick a field goal. We give them the ball with great field position and no timeouts because we call a timeout. I'm not a coach by any means. You gotta know that shit. But damn, I'm dumb as a box of rocks. But shit.
Yeah, that was a rough call.
In my opinion, and yours, I believe.